So for the main deck, I'm running 2 Garuniks, as well as 3 Kirin. This list is pretty standard. 3 Arvada, 1 Rangbali, as well as 1 Barong. 3 Ponix, 1 Maximus for the Nadir package. I don't run the 4, 3 Fenrir, 3 Ash, 1 DD Crow to search off of Omen, if you already have the Ponix, 2 Island, followed by 3 Sanctuary, 3 Nadir Servant, 3 Super Polymerization. This card was very clutch both weekends. 2 Triple Tactics Talent, 1 Called By, 1 Skyburn, and I'm also running the 1 Circle of the Fire Kings. This card was also amazing, and an Instant Fusion, which I'll be getting into later. Then 3 Infinite Impermanence. And that's going to round out the main deck. For the extra deck, I am running 1 Omen, as well as Heat Soul, a Ferrigit, as well as a Hita, then the Sunlight Wolf for the Heat Soul line, an Almirage, a Link Karibo, and as well as Typhon, Dingirsu, and I'm only running 1 Garunix because I never really felt like I needed the second one. 1 Dragostapelia, just Super Poly, Garura, Super Poly, and Nadir, Muddragon, Intis, and then the Restrict to summon off Instant Fusion, just to deal with hand traps. And my tokens that I made. For my side deck, I am running 2 Nib, as well as 3 Lancia, 3 Droll, 1 DD Crow just as another option to put in against Orcust or something, 3 Evenly Matched, for the Mirror, 3 Judgment, because you don't like getting hit by evenly. And that's it for the side deck. Hope you guys enjoyed the deck profile, and to give you an idea of my matchups over the past 2 weeks, because I got first place the week before, and then first place yesterday at my locals. I went 3 wins, 1 tie the first week, and then 3 wins, 1 tie this week as well. My matchups were at the first locals. I played against Fire King round 1, and it was a swift 2-0. I just knew more about the deck, and the opponent that I was playing against was kind of new to it. Round 2 was against, if I recall correctly, Sky Striker, and I believe I had 6 cards on his turn, because I did a Heat Soul, but I also had I believe he hand trapped me, and I did triple tech to draw 2. It was crazy. I ended on Heat Soul with the board wipes shenanigans, as well as a ton of hand traps. I think I had DD Crow, Ash, I had an Impermanent Called By set. It was actually insane. Round 3, I played against Chimera Branded, and that was my tie. We were in game, was it game 3? Yeah, it was game 3. We were in game 3, and I kind of had an issue. I didn't chain Super Poly when he summoned the barrier statue, and I didn't have an answer in the extra deck while the statue was on the field. His board, I just couldn't make Garura or Muddragon with Super Poly, so I had to normal and go battle phase, but by the time it hit main phase, time was called, so it was kind of unfortunate. And then the finals for that day was me versus Horus It was Horus Orcus PK. And that the Horus matchup is pretty tough. I ended up taking it though. I believe we went to game 3, if I remember correctly, or maybe it was a 2-0. It's been a minute, so it's a little gooped up in my mind. And then yesterday, my first match was against, oh lord, what was it? It was a Fluffle Runic, I believe. I opened the Droll Lancia game 2. I took game 1 because I went first and just I had fucking everything. Game 2 opened Droll Lancia, that pretty much cleaned it up. But I did brick. I had Droll Lancia with Arvada and a Barong in hand. And I think like maybe an Impermer. No, it was triple tack, that's what it was, yeah. And I was like, okay, this hand does nothing, but if I can put him in top deck mode with me, then my top deck mode is a little better. And then I just ended up top decking Nadir, and I was like, okay, well, I'm killing him this turn. And then, let's see, match 2 was against Ancient Gear? No. Ancient Gear was match 3. Ancient Gear genuinely scared the shit out of me, though, because I didn't know it was Ancient Gear, so I went first. And I actually lost game 1 because I didn't know it was Ancient Gear, and as soon as he started doing all the stuff, I was like, oh, okay, it's Ancient Gear, so I have to, like, pretty much make sure that he doesn't have more than, like, 2 monsters on the board. And what happened in that game, he had a limiter removal with the Ancient Gear Dragon, and that's pretty much how game 1 went. And then game 2 and game 3, it was pretty much just pretty quick and easy. Game 3 I bricked, but it was the same thing as when I bricked against the Bright Fur Runic player, where I had Rangbali and Arvada, and that was genuinely like I opened that hand for the second time that day, and I was like, what the heck is going on? I can't remember my match 2 though. Oh well. I just remember match 2 was a 2-0 because I only lost a game in match 3 and only lost a game in finals. Speaking of finals, finals was me and that Horus Orcus player again. So that was fun. Game 1, I believe I lost the die roll and I didn't have enough to push through. So we just went to game 2. Game 2 I took it pretty easily. I just opened the Lancia and I was able to ash the Imseti, so I was like, yeah, I'm chilling. Match 3 it went to time. And that's pretty much how we got the draw. So final record, 6 wins, 2 ties so far. And I'm gonna be pivoting the deck to a sort of rescue ace Dogmatika Fire King variant, because I really like the rescue ace stuff. I think it gives it a lot more leeway and helps you play through Droll better. If you notice in my list, I don't play the tanky or 1-for-1 or any of that, and I think that those cards are good, but they play into hand traps too poorly. For example, you go 1-for-1, discard, let's say like a Arvada or something. Anything that, like, something that doesn't matter, I guess. Or, I mean, theoretically could matter. And then they ash you. Now, let's say you had Island in hand and you're like, oh, dang, I actually had plays. If I had kept that fire in my hand, it could have been better. You could have gone, like, normal Arvada, go Fire Island effects, yada yada. Yeah, I just didn't like 1-for-1. I felt that, especially going second, it felt really bad to open. And the tankies just played in the Droll too much. My locals is main decking Droll, so I had to kind of prepare accordingly. And searching Arvada is like, like fucking whatever. Like, why do I care to search for Arvada? So instead of running the tankies and the 1-for-1, I put in the super polys. and then I just put another card in the deck, which was the instant fusion, to kind of play through Ash Troll a little better. Thankfully, nobody was running Nib against me, and I think it's because they don't understand that the Nadir and Heat Soul lines can do 5 summons, especially if you're feeling greedy. So I didn't run into Nib at all. I actually had the Horus player side Nib out against me, which was interesting. And then I proceeded to do the whole... I summoned like maybe 8 times, I think. It was pretty funny. But yeah, I'm enjoying the deck a lot so far. I was playing Labyrinth before this format, and then that matchup is just horrible, and I don't have rollbacks. So once I have rollbacks, I might pivot back to Lab and just run like Shifter and DDG in main. Or maybe just DDG in main. But anyway, thank you guys for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed yourselves, and I will see you later when the lamp is next to lit.